Hello everyone and welcome back to 4KB Shorts Let's Play of BioShock. We have something we have to do here. Yeah, so if you notice, this is Little Sister's orphanage. So this isn't people like... This is Fontaine's home for the poor. But at the same time that it's Fontaine's home for the poor, it's also Little Sister's orphanage. So he basically has everybody living here. Orphans, people, instead of like having orphans that you could like adopt to let people adopt, instead he has orphans living here, just living here. Come on, kid. Of course, we all know that his purpose of the Little Sisters was to use them for the creation of Adam. But if somebody were to come down here and say, maybe we should take a look.
What can I really do for these little ones? I am tempted by this. But you, perhaps you unlock a future for them that I cannot even imagine. A little one heads your way with a gift. Please be careful.
Hey, more free stuff? Sure. Oh, health. Cool. Anyway, so, you have Little Sister's orphanage here, and I guess that's just in these two rooms here, but if you noticed, it was all the bunk beds and everything else, and then as you go up, you have the clothes hangers, you have everything else. So this is like old New York when you had the buildings that are like really, really, really close together, and people would just be, living, not in squalor perhaps, but just living so cramped. And like, here's a perfect example. You have all these bunk beds here, but check this out. Hands across her chest, stuffed teddy bear, corn chips, I guess. She's dead. She died, and this is her coffin. They just put up a couple of barriers as a wall for her coffin. And that's it. That's how cramped this place is. That's how terrible this place is. Her coffin is her bed. And not just a bed, it's a bunk bed. And what do you want to think that the guy sleeping on the top of the bunk bed still sleeps on the top of the bunk bed? Even without being crazy and full of splices? And if that's not weird enough, we come in here and we see the same thing. We have a bathtub. And then somebody tried to bury this guy in a bathtub. And the only thing they have to separate him from everything else was a bit of board, a plank. There's no place to even put the dead. You can't even afford to bury your dead. You have to stuff them in old bathtubs and old kitchens because there's no place to put them. And this is this is the problem with people like Ryan. And I'm going to say people like Ryan, and I'm going to talk about the game and politics just a little bit. But when you have high society all up on top, and you have all the low people down below, and there's no way for you to cross between the two. Well, there's always a way for you to go down, but there's no way really for you to go up. That creates such a separation between the two classes of people that it will destroy a society. You have to have people at all levels. You have to have people in all levels, and this didn't have it. This had, you either had everything or you had nothing, and this is what it was like when you had nothing. And that also isn't all Ryan's fault, just to be nice. They did build the city at the bottom of the ocean. You can't really just walk out the door and go find a new place to live. You actually have to build, like, a new place to live. You actually have to put together a new place to live, a new room. And if you can't do that, which of course you can't do that, it becomes impossible. So basically you just take whatever everybody else has left behind. So this building, probably bought by Fontaine at some point for whatever reason, was then you turned into a poorhouse. And if it hadn't been, it probably would have just been turned into it by squatters anyway. But the whole place is falling apart, because if you look here, you have this room here and this right here blocked off, or tried to block it off. It's warning, don't go down here, there's danger. But they still have beds in here. It's like the floor is falling out. But you're still going to put a bed down here as if it's a safe place to sleep? I think not. Alright. And that was a little cheaty, but whatever. I knew she was there. So yeah, when I said this is my favorite part of the game, I honestly do mean it. This is my absolute favorite part of the game, but the reason why isn't because of one individual thing. It is because of the entire collection of what you're looking at. Hey, Big D. Ow. And what you're looking at here is really what would happen if... Well, imagine for a moment that we actually ran out of space here on Earth. There's like no place to go. The only place left to go is either up or down or underwater or whatever else. There's no place left. And this is all you have. This is what would happen. Buildings that would otherwise be considered unlivable, or places where people would normally live in ones or twos, would be completely crowded. Just loaded with individuals. Whether they were rich or poor at that point. Of course, the rich people would have access to better places to live. But at the same time, it probably wouldn't last forever. I think, yeah, guy killed him. Not sure where he went just now.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Wasn't planning on it, but it is a possibility.
Person shall be the speed of thy basket.
Hi, buddy.
Your devil, I'm sure he will.
And so now we have come to Fontaine's planning room, I guess, or the Resistance planning room. At this point, he was Atlas. So Atlas lives, and here's a map. Looks exactly like the map that you get in your start menu, which I haven't been using. So I'm not entirely sure what this is a map of exactly. But we do have these, and these are helpful. Hello, nice lady. Apparently someone got into a fight in here. Not entirely sure what or why. I knocked them down. Most of those bolts were actually in Ryan's face before. Patrick and Moira. This was probably the poster where Fontaine got his idea for Atlas's family. It makes sense, as I said, downstairs. It makes absolute sense. Alright, we need grenade, shotgun shells, grenade. Don't need the grenade, go away. Let's see, shotgun. Cannot carry any more machine gun rounds. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a shotgun. Yeah, so we don't get much shotgun rounds out of this, but we'll get a few. Shotgun. Oh, lots of shotgun shells. There we go. Should be okay then. Should be enough. We're good. Apparently... Oh, okay, he's up here looking for a little sister. There shouldn't be any left, so we shouldn't have to worry about it. Yeah, I think we're good. So now it's time to meet one of our earliest... Actually, I think our first dialogue? Diane? Ah, Power to the People. So while we're here, let's go ahead and snag a Power to the People. I guess since we're using weapons, I'll go crossbow breakage chance instead. Which of course puts the steel bar in the front. I'm not sure how that helps breakage chance, but it looks awesome. Alright, so from here we have Focused Hacker 2. When you have to hack the most delicate systems out there, only Focused Hacker 2 from Hacksmart can ensure your safety from overloads. Nah, we'll leave it. The longest con.
Never play a man for the short con when you can play him for the long one. Atlas is the longest con of all. Ryan wanted Frank Fontaine dead. I just gave him what he wanted. As Atlas, I got a new face, a clean record, and a fresh start. Now, it's time to take back Rapture.
Help me, so please.
Oh, Mrs. McClintock, what are you doing here? Let me just turn this off.
And then we have ourselves a very poor young lady.
We went on a raid outside the wire today. We snagged 31 rounds of buckshot, 4 frag grenades, a shotgun, and 34 atom. We lost McGee, Epstein, and Vallette. We got one of those goddamn big daddies in the bargain, though. It was something awful they had to do to that little girl to get the atom, but we didn't start this thing. Ryan did. I can't wait to tell Atlas. He'll be so pleased.
Probably would have been more pleased if he hadn't walked in on him while he was monologuing to himself in the wrong accent. But yeah, unfortunately, we'll take that just because we'll just take the edge off. Unfortunately, Diane did not make it very far, so this is where her journey ended. We started out in the ballroom, and then we came all the way down to here, and this is where she died, at the hands of Frank Fontaine, who was too much of a douchebag to not think for a moment on whether or not he'd actually got caught, and just decided to kill her outright. But that was his choice. Come here, woman. Ooh, right in her thigh. And I think I put one in the wall. Did it break? Looks like it may have broken. I think we'll use this for a little while. I don't really use the crossbow that much, but we'll switch it up a little bit. So yeah, unfortunately that one actually makes me really sad because you follow Diane, and she's one of those people you follow all the way throughout the entire thing. And oh, hello. Oh, here we go. Missed one.
Going to trust me, Ryan's mistress, and still they take me in. They finally brought me to Atlas. Without him, the people of Palo Square would give up. I asked him if he was going to lead the people in some kind of uprising against Ryan. He sighed and said, I am not a liberator. Liberators do not exist. These people will liberate themselves. I thought Andrew Ryan was a great man. I was a fool.
Unfortunately, Diane, you still were a fool. But yeah, you follow Diane all the way throughout her story, from the beginning all the way to here, and you get to learn like her mental state and everything else. And then, at the last possible minute, she gets screwed out by Fontaine.
You broke the spell! But laying all your chips on Mother Goose, it's not like you never been double-crossed before.
That counts
Know
3.
what I'm saying? Hoof it to Point Prometheus. We'll discuss this like men. You, me, the submarine topside, and more at him than you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, except for the fact that the only reason you're bargaining with me now is because you are afraid of your own death, sir. Super important that you know that. For that special gift. So now we're back to the advertisements. So remember, as I said, in Apollo Square, no advertisements. Now you also have to remember, as I was talking, they did turn it into a prison. So you may say to yourself, well, of course there's no advertisements. It's a prison. Except they didn't take the advertisements down. Remember that. That's odd. Even if they turned it into a prison, nobody would have gone in there and taken the advertisements down. They would have left them up. So even if they'd taken out the vocal advertisements, the wall advertisements would have been there. So you have to remember that Apollo Square was never a place for people with money. Ever. So turning it into a prison, not that far off from just what it had started out to be, which of course was a prison for poor people. Or the less fortunate, I guess you could call them. I'm not sure what Rapture's term for them was, but it was people without a lot of cash. Not sure why this isn't glowing. Oh well. So it is now time to go to... Where are we going? Point Prometheus? Aren't we already here? Wait. Is that where we're going? Yeah. Oh yeah, because we're already here. The one we're at is always empty. My bad. Ah, Little Wonders. So now we get to learn more about the Little Sisters and everything. And get ever closer to killing Atlas. If you shatter a frozen enemy, they will leave behind no body for you to loot. Wonder if that's a punishment. I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, if I blew someone into like 2,000-3,000 chunks, I wouldn't want to be going through each one trying to find his pocket either. Here we go. Hey, Fontaine.
Alright. You looking to slug it out? I'm game. But I got all the atom in the city, pal. I ain't shy about using it. And now, I'm Jake to take her out for a spin.
What is this you wait for? Go and get this idiot!
Now, what you just saw there, and the damage he did to Diane when he killed her, suggests that he splices himself to crap. Except, during one of his speeches, he does mention that he never spliced up, ever. So I'm wondering if he was still in that point in his mind that he's lying because that's just what he does, he can't help himself. Or if honestly he only spliced up now. Like, you know, he just waited and waited and waited and never touched the stuff, and then finally here at the end when I'm coming to murder him, he's like, you know what? Gotta do it. Ugh. Okay, finally went out. It's gonna just jump over. Here we are at Point Prometheus.
The mon's right behind me. I don't even want to see him walking.
Nice. They're shooting, but there's nothing for them to hit, and I think that's hilarious. Or maybe not. Let's go ahead and hack that one. And we'll hack that one. And I hate that because I always waste Eve hypos doing that. I did want to take a look around, because apparently Point Prometheus is self-contained, or at least very well contained, because there's not much space between these buildings. You know what's funny? That door would have been impossible for me to get through if he hadn't sent his little goons to come kill me. Main hall.
Last chance, kid. You pack it in now, and I'll leave this stuff to you and Frau Kraut. You keep on coming, and Rapture's a fish tank.
See, like I said, he's all over the board. He wants to save the city, then he wants to drown the city, then he wants to leave the city, or like we can leave the city. I don't get it.
Shite. You let him get away.
You're welcome.
Oh, I need a moment for thinking. Of course. This will be no problem. Find a big daddy and search for. I would suggest you to be finding a dead one.
Well, we just happen to have a dead one right over here. What luck, right? Suit control system.
You see the suit control system? So good, get it. But it's step one in turning you into one of those disgusting big daddies. The only way to get through that door Fontaine went through is to have a little one open its door. It will only trust you if you look like, sound like, and even smell like one of those big, sticky brutes.
Ew. Shotgun rate of fire, chemical thrower consumption rate, chemical thrower range. We'll go consumption rate so that we have slightly more fuel in the future, because big fights are coming and we need as much ammunition as we can get. So yeah, this is a point in the game, of course, everyone's currently aware of, where you become a big daddy, which sounds like a lot of fun. The only thing that upset me about this whole thing is when you put on the helmet, you don't get to see through the rosy eye, you know? That was actually one of the things I was super excited about. It's like, yeah, I get to see through the, like, see the world as a Rosie sees it, and then you see the world as normal. You even get to keep your hands as normal. And I'm like, that's no fun. You don't even get a rivet gun. It's terrible. But, anyway, I also think it's interesting that this is the only place you find these doors that the Little Sisters can use. But we are looking at the Little Wonders place, so this may have been where they train them, and to train them, you have to train them to, like, climb through things and whatnot. So that is an option as well. So we're going to have to take a look around what we got. Mendel Memorial Library. Ah, okay, well, I know this place. We need to go here. Oop, hello. That's not what I meant to do again. X is not jump, Y is jump. Hack for 100? Hacked. I think there might be a, yeah. And hack for 280. We'll auto-hack. We're just going to do this quick, I think. We're just going to kind of hack it up. Get out of the way, little bot. I have an army on my side, which is great, but you're all in my way, which is not. Are you dead? You are dead. Okay, I was wondering why he didn't attack me on the way through. Alright, there's not much here in the library, I don't think. Oh. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, here we go. There's some boots here. That's what's in the library. Hey, look, it's the librarian. What is that, a Houdini splicer? Been a while since I've seen one of those. Oh wow, grenades. Not sure where those came from. Oh god, she nearly killed me. I didn't even notice. Damage Research 2. Hit him where it hurts and hit him hard. New Damage Research 2 lets you exploit your enemy's weaknesses even more than before. I'm not entirely sure if Damage Research is actually, like, greatly increases damage bonuses gained from research. Oh. So we can get rid of that and use that. No wonder I wasn't doing much damage. Huh. So there's our Big Daddy boots. Now if you listen.
Via these boots here, there should be in fail-safe armored escorts. No matter. Take them, take them.
I like how her main concern is an organization issue. Not the fact that I found the boots. No, it's just why are they in the wrong room? Okay, we got incoming splicers. But we'll let them deal with that. Incinerate, I only got one out of that? So yeah, now I sound like a Big Daddy. Clump, 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 clump. And that's kind of cool, is that as you upgrade yourself, you do kind of... Guys, come on, give me a hand here, huh? You do... Hey, Frank.
Where you gonna go? Your life, your family? They're a fairy tale, kid. No more real
going. You need to become a big daddy before you are able to draw out the little one.
I wasn't trying to, Tenenbaum. I need to go set myself up. And Fontaine's yelling at me, so it's kind of hard to concentrate. So let's see. Do I have Research 1? Yeah, I have Damage Research 1. Let's go ahead and change this up again, because what I was hoping for did not work for us. So let's do... we'll do Wrench Jockey and Wrench Jockey 2. And I know I wasn't going to do that before, but I'm going to now. So we're going to switch that up there. We're going to keep the rest of this the same... No, let's see. I'm going to keep the Swift. I'm going to keep the camo. Health. Increased health, increased health, increased health. I think if we get enough Adam, which we might, I don't know. I think we're done with getting more Adam. If we are, we're not worried about it. All right. Ooh, actually, speaking of which, let's go ahead and back up because it is time once again. So we've just nuked up our Adam again. It has crossed to time once more. So we're going to go ahead and pause here. So once again, I would like to thank you all for joining me, 4KB Short, on this Let's Play of BioShock. And we will continue converting ourselves into a Big Daddy in the next video. So I will see you there.